Alright, Skull Nation, thanks for being with me. Hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, like, comment, and share this content. Skull, baby. What's going on, Vikings country? Welcome to Talk Vikings with me. New week, the little mini bye is over. New week, new team, but we have another game at the Bank Stadium. You know, third game in a row we have at home. The crowd, I'm always at the home game. The crowd is gonna be crazy again. I don't know, maybe another sellout crowd because it's been like two sellout crowds in a row. Yeah, it was crazy. The Thanksgiving game was crazy against New England. You know, it was a great win, great Turkey Day win. The boys had fun. But this game is gonna be sort of like that. I think the Jets are better than New England, and it's coincidentally enough, the Patriots have beat them twice. The only team that has beat them twice, but just looking at how they've played, they look like a better team, you know. And I'll get into why here in a second. Well, I'll get into why here right now, because see, the Jets have like one of the top defenses in the league, and they have Sauce Gardner. He's the number one cornerback in the league as far as coverage wise. It's not the best tackling corner, but he's the number one rate. I think he's like 60 point something rating. Great cover corner. He's number one cover corner in the league, you know. And the other corner, it's DJ Reed, I think. He's the other corner on the other side. He's not as good as Sauce, but he's a top cornerback too. So we got our hands full against them this week. But what makes this team dangerous? They took out Zach Wilson, because with Zach Wilson, you know, like that New England game, New England won on a punt return. That was the second win against the Jets. But that game, it was 3-3. It was 3-3 all game. It was a field goal game. It was a defensive battle, but that was with Zach Wilson. You know, the last game they played against Chicago. This dude, Mike White, he put up over 300 yards against the Bears. Now, I know it's the Bears, but still an NFL team, and he just looked different. Like, their team just looked different with Mike White as compared to Zach Wilson. So they're rolling with Mike White, and like I said, Mike White put up over 300 yards against the Bears. And if they're gonna play like that, if they're gonna have that kind of quarterback play, they run the ball all right. But if they're gonna have that kind of quarterback play with one of the best defenses in the league, the Jets they're a force to be reckoned with, you know. And that is what's coming to us on Sunday. So, and our pass defense, and I'm gonna get into everything here in a second. But yeah, just you know, we have a great offense, and even though Dalvin Cook didn't have a good game last week, he's still Dalvin Cook. He's still, you know, it's a threat on every time he touches the ball. We still have JJ, you know, but there's other things that bothers me too. You know, the offensive line, we're not gonna have Christian Darrisaw back, so, and they're gonna come in here to play. You know, they're thinking, okay, we have this great defense, and our offense, you know, starting from last week when we put Mike in the game, we're a top offense too. So we have a top 5 defense and a top 5 offense. That's how they're thinking. That's how they're coming here. So you can't really look at the previous losses. You know, what are they? 7-4? Yeah, they're 7-4. They lost to the Bengals, lost to the Ravens. They lost to the Bengals, lost to the Ravens, and lost to the Patriots twice. And they had some pretty close game, like the Browns. They beat the Browns 31-30 or something like that. So they've had some pretty close games, but you can't really go off of that because they look like a whole new different team right now with Zach Wilson out and Mike Whiting. And that defense is still that defense. So this we've obviously had some pretty interesting games, some pretty game of the week, like the game against Buffalo, and the New England game, and a couple other games we had that was pretty interesting, that was pretty important. But this one here, this one is a big test, for the Vikings. I think it's as big of a test like we had against the Cowboys. I just think the Cowboys game, we didn't see that coming. We took them for granted, but we there's no way they're gonna do that again. There's no way they're gonna take the Jets for granted because they know what the Jets got, and it's gonna be Sauce Gardner on JJ. I can't wait for that matchup. Oh my God, because it's just the narrative is that when Justin Jefferson have a premier cornerback against him, he doesn't shine like the Eagles game when he had Darius Big Play Slay against him, or the Cowboys game when he had Trayvon Diggs against him, and those are the only two games we lost. Against the Bills, he didn't have what's the dude name? Tre'Davious White. He didn't play top cornerback for the Bills. So, the narrative is whenever we have a top corner or premier corner against Justin Jefferson, he doesn't show up, he doesn't shine, and the Vikings lose. So, and a lot of experts has chosen, the Jets, again, 9-2. We're 9-2, and they always pick the other team. So I mean, this is one of those games where we have to show up, where we have to, prove the narrative wrong, and I can't wait. I really want to see the Vikings, the matchup against the Jets. I can't wait for it. But let's get into a few things here, and I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. So injuries, we get Christian Darrisaw is still on the concussion protocol, and I think he should stay there. Two concussions in that short amount of time, like back-to-back weeks. Yeah, he should stay there. That's our franchise left tackle. He got to feel 100% before he comes back. And that offensive line concerns me, because what's his name? What was it? Blake. Damn it, I forgot his name. But the sub left tackle for us. Now he played good last game against the Patriots, against Judon. I don't know because Judon, the Cowboys, Michael. Well, I guess you can make the argument that Michael Parsons is better than Judon, but Matt Judon he's that boy. So he's up there too. In he's top 5 in sacks against offenses. So I don't know how we're that terrible against Parsons, but good against Judon. But whatever. So I hope Blake Bramble is his name, Bramble or something like that. So I hope he shows up. He play as he's not as good as Christian Darrisaw. He's not as good as CD, but I hope he shows up and does his thing. Because that's Kirk's blind side. We really need to protect Kirk, and I don't know. Use Dalvin Cook a little bit in pass protection. So yeah, that's one of my concerns, that offensive line, because they have a great defense. I mean, just all over the place. They have great cornerback play, but they have great defensive line plays too. Like they have damn it, I forgot the number, but they have a lot of sacks. They're top 5 or top 10 in the league against, and they don't even really blitz like that. They don't really blitz, so their defensive line is that good. They don't have to blitz. They have one of those defensive line. So their defensive line against our offensive line is gonna be pretty interesting to watch. It's gonna be pretty interesting to watch. So I can't wait for that. Next point, their coach. Their coach is one of my favorite coaches in the league. Robert Saleh. I be messing up his name. I remember when he was with the 49ers, and everywhere he goes, the defense just turns into something else. He's a great defensive mind. That's how he got his head coaching job from that center. I remember those San Francisco days. I don't even want to be reminded of those San Francisco days. I remember when we got, what was that? What year was that? 2019 when we went, no. What year was that we went to San Francisco? Yeah, it's 2019 when we beat the Saints, and then we had to go see the 49ers in San Francisco, and we just got smoked. Like, oh my God. I mean, that San Francisco defense was just all over us. We couldn't even breathe. Like, bruh, it was crazy, that pass rush. I mean, he's a defensive genius. He's doing the same thing with the Jets. So it's going to be an offensive coach in O'Connell going up against Rob Saleh with the Jets, and they're riding this high wave of momentum right now. So, you know, if we do them like how we did Washington. I remember Washington had won a few games in a row and they were on their way up, and we had to like just pull them down, like, get back down here. What are you doing? You're playing the Vikings. So if this is one of the games that's gonna define this team this season, if we can show up against the Jets and just you know that pass defense that everybody's talking down on, the Vikings, you know, have a leaky pass defense, and if we don't just sit in zone all day with all these big holes, if Donatello could switch it up, if we can, you know, show some like how Zimmer used to do it. You know, I know Zimmer's gone. Everybody had the thing to say, but Zimmer had his good days. You know, like how he used to disguise the blitz, and you wouldn't know what's coming. He'll line up on the line with everybody. You won't know if it's all out blitz or it's a zone coverage, or you don't know what's going on. So I hope, you know, they can switch up the scheme and kind of confuse the Jets offense, because that quarterback, he had a good game against Chicago, but he's not a known starter in the league. And then they have a new running back too, who's not a new starter in the league too. So we have all these new dudes that we don't know who they are. Yeah, they had a good game against Chicago. That's Chicago, you know. So hopefully they did their homework and they're gonna show up here against these dudes and just you know, make them feel it, man. You know, but anyway, next point, if we can, my big concern is putting up points against that defense. Cause like I said, I think their offense just had a great offensive day. You know, if we can put up points against that defense, you know, we're all good. DJ Reed have a 74.4 coverage rating. Sauce Gardner first in the league, 60.6 rating against the pass. You know, their whole D period is top notch. You know, they're third in the whole league against covering wide receivers. That's who we're about to play this week. You know what I'm saying? So hope the boys do their thing. That defense haven't allowed a touchdown to a tight end this year. So hopefully TJ Hawkinson does his thing. Just their pass rushers. They got 34 sacks, 7th in the league. Now we've played better pass rushers, but this team is no dud when it comes to pass rushing. They're 7th in the league against the pass rush. Great against the run too, 4.1 yards per carry against running backs. You know what I mean? So we gotta make it happen. We gotta make it happen on offense. I really think if our offense can show up against their defense, because their defense is the strength of their team, we have a great shot at winning this game. You know, we have the crowd behind us. We're playing at home. It's gonna be our offense against their defense and our pass defense. Our run defense, we've been pretty good against the run this year, but that pass defense is the big concern. Now, we have Pat P. Pat P has held his own, but it's that other side, man. I can't wait for Cam Dantzler to come back. But last week, the last couple weeks, Caleb Evans, he's been injured, and he's a better cornerback than Duke Shelley. I mean, you gotta know that. I hope the secondary just step up. I hope they do their thing. You know, Chandon Sullivan has to play better. Caleb Evans got to play better. I know Pat P gonna do his thing. And then the safeties, you know, our safeties are pretty good, but it's just the whole defense period got to step up. Linebackers, you know, because I know the Jets are gonna pass the ball a lot. They're gonna pass the ball a lot. They have this new air attack that is crazy. So I know they're gonna pass a lot. The linebackers got to fly all over the place too. I know we're gonna play a lot of nickel. Our pass rush got to show up. Daniil Hunter, Zadarius Smith, Harrison Phillips on the boards. Like they got to show up. Like our defense has to do better than what we've been. We're like among the last. I think we're 28th against the pass. That is unacceptable. That is unacceptable. That's not the pass defense of a 9-2 team. So they got to step it up. Like Donatello got to really go in his bag this game for the rest of the season. That's for that matter, you know. But and then like I said, we have no Darisaw, so that left tackle got to step up. The wide receivers got to step up. You know what I mean on offense now. Because we're going against one of the best defenses in the league. Like they got to step up. They got to protect Kirk. Kirk needs protection. JJ can't play like how he played against Darius Slay and Trayvon Diggs. Like we have the talent. Dalvin Cook has to show up. That last game was he had like 2.2 yards per carry or something like that, and he had his most carries all season. So Dalvin Cook got to step up this game. Like we need him to step up. That you're Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook, Adam Thielen, KJ hasn't been really like putting up numbers. So and KJ is capable. So we have the talent, man. We have the talent. They just don't show up certain games, and certain games they do show up. They have to show up this game. They have to show up this game. And like I said, on defense. That pass defense, they're gonna pass a lot. So like we have the talent. I don't even understand how. Same thing with last year. Like all these big names. Like how do we end up in the last? Among the last few teams in bruh. But whatever, man. I guess this year we've kind of improved as far as like clutch. In the clutch when we really need to step up, that's when we step up, or right before the 2-minute warning, or right after the 2-minute warning, or like right before the game ends. In the critical times, we've stepped up this year, but they have to do better. They have to do better because this Jets team is a real test. They are for real. So, I hope the guys had a good week of practice. We're getting a Caleb Evans back. We're getting Dalvin Tomlinson back. Big run stopper in the middle there. We're getting who else we're getting back? Dalvin Tomlinson, Caleb Evans. We're getting somebody else back. Not CD. Damn it, I forgot. Getting somebody else back. I forgot. It might come to me. But whatever, I'm gonna end this video here. Oh, and Cam Dantzler. I think Dantzler is supposed to return in like the next couple of weeks. So we're coming back. We're coming back. The whole team is coming back together. Every team goes through injuries, and I hope there's no crazy injury going into the playoffs or like the week 16 or week 17, because we're almost about to clinch the division anyway. So I hope they rest some of the guys, so we don't risk injury. Guys like Dalvin Cook, because we have two other capable running backs. The great corners, guys like Pat P. If we already clinched and we got like a few more games left, don't play guys like Pat P. Just a few plays. Don't play guys like Dalvin Cook. Play a Caleb Evans, and we still got dudes like Duke Shelley. Tiny Dantzler is supposed to come back. Like he's been missing the action anyway, so get him some playing times because we're going to the playoffs. But our stars, we don't have to play our stars. Give Asamoah some playing time at linebacker. Rest Kendricks and them for a little bit. That's just what I think. But yeah, this Jets team is a real threat. They are a real test to us. So the boys got to step up, man. We got to show up and play. We're gonna be at home, and this team is not. They're not the Zach Wilson team. They are the what is his name? I forgot his name. You're not the Zach Wilson team. They are the Mike White team. And Mike White is a monster. He is throwing the ball all over the place, and we cannot take them for granted. All right, man. So it's gonna be a great one. It's gonna be one of the best games of the week. All the experts, all the big football guys are saying it. So I'm gonna be watching with two eyes wide open, and I hope you are too. And I'll catch you guys after the game. Score, baby. I think we will win. But they just have to show up. They have to show up and follow the game plan and do their thing. But I catch you guys after the game. Skol, baby.